were some differences between U.S. code and Haitian building styles. For example, in the United States, we actually have to do things a certain way, use a certain tool, a certain measurement, a certain mixture of cement. In Haiti, none of that exists. Everything's based off of how little can I pay for this and how far can I get it to go. So you'll notice that you'll use 1 bag of cement with 50 gallons of sand. And that's kind of hard to do because at the same time you're here to help Haiti for the long run, and you're kind of reliving the same mistakes that kind of caused the devastation when the earthquake struck. The poorly built buildings fell and the good ones stayed. And so it's kind of hard to try to break those barriers down.
The biggest difference we encountered between U.S. building and Haitian building styles was something that I think is ingrained into Haitian culture, which was a need to conserve materials and use the minimum necessary. For Joe's roof, the plans that we drew up had budgeted in enough tin to cover the roof twice to make it extra secure, and the actual roof that we ended up putting on, we cut pieces of tin so that there was exactly enough on to cover the roof only once, and we ended up with a bunch of leftover tin. So Haitian building was very minimalist, whereas I think building in the States a lot of times is geared much more towards doing the job very well.
Language was a huge aspect of working in Haiti. You learn on these CDs, you know, how to ask, you know, how are you doing, and my name is, and do you understand, but you don't learn how to ask, do you want me to shovel here, do you want me to hammer this nail in, so you have to learn how to pick those simple words up. And everyone, the funny thing is, the Haitians love to teach you the words, but they expect you to teach it in English. So everyone is kind of working together, both the teacher and the student. This opportunity to go to Haiti was a great learning experience because we got to work with a multitude of people from different cultures, different nationalities, different language. So we learned how to coexist and get a task done that was beneficial to almost everybody. We got to learn how to use tools we've never seen before. We learned how to use tools in the way they're not supposed to be used for. So I think we learned how to improvise and get things done with the least amount of money. So we learned how to be a Haitian.
I think the hardest part about building Port-au-Prince was seeing all the houses that were around us that were like completely destroyed, and seeing people living under tents, and just knowing that like on this particular trip there's nothing we could do for them, and that was probably the hardest part of that whole experience.
I think it was frustrating, but on some level we knew that was what the job was going to be. We didn't have big machinery to do the job for us. I mean, we were the ones passing each individual rock to move them to a new pile, or you know, using a wheelbarrow to move the sand around and all that kind of stuff. And it's not like there was another option, so I feel like, yeah, we might have complained about it or joked about it, but you just kind of accepted it too on some level, because that's what had to be done.
The lack of tools actually made the buildings a little bit more interesting. As contractors, we had to come up with different ways to do the jobs that we normally would have done with the tools. That involved using rocks as hammers in some cases, and in other cases there was definitely some frustration where we weren't able to progress just because we didn't have the tools we needed to do the jobs we wanted to do.
Making blocks was an entirely new experience, obviously, for all of us. But I think it was really difficult just because the form itself was heavy already, and then to fill it with, you know, cement and have to slam it on the ground so many times. Even though we went through rotations where you only had to make a couple bricks at a time and then we would rotate through, after a while it was like you almost dreaded your turn to be coming because, you know, it hurt your back and it was heavy and hard and everything. We were experiencing the same thing that a Haitian worker would have to do to build a house.
I feel that our greatest accomplishment was when we went to Joe's house and we looked at the roof, and some of us were split on like doing the job or not doing the job. And so we basically had 2 days to do a whole roof with no outside help and limited funds. So the students, we got together and we made a plan and we executed it. And we somewhat got it done in a fashionable form. But I think that was a good feeling for all of us.